Hi guys, it's Sophie. So I'm in a different location. This is my bedroom instead of my library because I just really wanted to do a really chill video, and just be aware this might be a bit longer than my normal videos because I just want to make it really chatty and relaxed, and they tend to be longer, so feel free to go and get yourself a cup of tea or a slice of cake before you watch this if you like. So what I thought I would do today is actually show you all of my TBR books at the moment, because I've made a couple of my TBR videos where I've shown you what I'm planning on reading in the next kind of period, and a few people have said oh, what's your TBR pile though, because you were calling them my TBR pile but we don't know what they are. So what I'm going to do is show you everything I have at the minute, and there's some stuff that's new in here, so if it's like a haul I'll try and gather them together at the end maybe. Yeah, and then I'm going to try and choose some books to read next. So I don't know quite how long this video is going to be, but we'll see how we get on. I could split it into two, I guess, if I needed to. So we'll start and I'll just show you some of the books. I'm going to start with the hardcovers just because they're all in one pile. So I have Christadora by Tim Murphy, which I spoke about in my last haul. I have Walls Come Tumbling Down by Daniel Rachel, and this is a book about how politics and music interact with one another. That's non-fiction. I have Swing Time by Zadie Smith, that I'm a little bit nervous about because I've heard not brilliant things from lots of people, so just a bit nervous for that one, but I'm sure I'll get around to it at some stage, not entirely sure when. And the last big one I have is 4321 by Paul Auster. A couple other hardback ones, I have Testosterone Rex by Cordelia Fine, and that's the non-fiction one about male and female biology, and talking about gender differences in terms of biology. I have The Patriots by Sarah Krasikov, which is the one talking about Russia and almost like a family saga within that one. And then let's do a couple of the Man Booker ones. So the one I'm reading at the moment, this is a hauled one, is Black Moses by Alama Benku, and I'm nearly halfway through that one at the moment. It's like a kind of African Oliver Twist is how it's described, and I kind of get that, so we'll see how I get on with that one. I have The Unseen, that's another Man Booker one. I think this is probably going to be the one that I pick up next. I have Bricks and Mortar, which I know I've shown you guys, that's about prostitutes in Germany from memory. And I also have Compass, that's another hauled one by Matthew Senyard, and this one is about the guy who dreams about the Middle East, so we'll see how that one goes. Now I think those are probably the only Man Bookers internationals I'm going to read left, so that's 4 more that I've got to get to. The videos will come up at different times, so I have actually read a few others that reviews are made but just haven't been posted yet, but that would leave me with 3 I haven't read. We'll see how I get on, and that would be The Explosion Chronicles, The Traitor's Niche, and the last one, what was the last one? War and Turpentine. Now those are the 3 I don't think I'm going to get to, but I might do, we'll see. But for now they're the ones I own. And now I've got some older stuff that I just haven't got round to, but we'll do at some stage. I've got Suttree by Cormac McCarthy. I've got The Heart is a Lonely Hunter by Carson McCullers. I have The Pale King by David Foster Wallace. Hitchcock and Bradbury Fistfight in Heaven, that's a McSweeney's magazine pulled together. I have some of the ones I hauled quite recently, so I have Landing by Leah Frebregas, which I really want to read soon. That's the one I got when I was in Stockholm. I have Strangers Drowning by Larissa McFarquhar, that's about moral decisions and about extreme altruism, so I'm really looking forward to getting to that one soon. I have American Pastoral by Philip Roth. That's another one that I'm hoping to be able to get to soon. That might be one we decide on in a minute. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, which I've yet to read, I know I need to. Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer. Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. Death at Intervals by Jose Saramago. I really want to read this. It's just I know his writing is quite dense, so I know I'll get through it really quick because I love it, but yeah, so that one I need to try and push myself to get to soon. The People Who Watched Her Pass By Scott Bradfield, and this is about a woman or a girl, I think, who gets taken or stolen, and it's about her travelling around from memory. Flamingo Land and Other Stories by Ella Wakama Alfrey, and this is one that Amy from Shout At Me and I are going to read together as a buddy read at some stage, but I am looking forward to this one. I think it should be really good. We found out yesterday that hardly anyone else has read it, so yeah, I think there's only 3 ratings or something ridiculous, so yeah, I'm sure we'll let you know soon what we think of that one. Another non-fiction, that's Deceit and Self-Deception by Robert Trivers, and that's talking about all the ways in which we fool ourselves. Another one I'm really looking forward to. What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. Short stories, I think I mentioned that in my last haul. The Iraqi Christ by Hassan Blassim, which is another one that I mentioned in my Stockholm hauls, my most recent haul. Beloved by Toni Morrison, again one I'm like dying to read. All the Birds Singing by Evie Wilde, short stories, and just heard really good things about this one. I'm not really feeling short stories right now, but I think when I need a good like short story collection, this is one I might read in like over a day. We Need New Names by New Violet Bawayo, and this one is one of the ones that I'm reading for my read harder for a central immigration narrative, so we'll see how that one gets on. I have Strange Heart Beating that I was sent for review recently and did in my last haul, which I'm really excited for and really hope is good. And then I have Things We Lost in the Fire by Marina Enriquez. I actually have a copy to give away for you guys as well, but we'll talk about that when I've read it. So yeah, kind of spoilers for them, but I will be doing a giveaway of that one once I've had a chance to have a read. And then you can try and get your hands on this one. And then I have a few more that's like to haul in. So many, isn't there? There's a few more that I have. So I picked up Exit West by Massim Hamid. So I got this one. I have heard only good things about this. It sounds exactly my kind of thing. It's about like an unnamed city, I think, in the Middle East that is slowly finding like war is encroaching on their daily life, and it's about them deciding at which stage they need to try and leave for the West and what that means and how far ahead we pushed, I guess, to leave home. And I've just heard really good things. I know that he's had The Reluctant Fundamentalist shortlisted for a Man Booker Prize historically, so I'm really excited for this one, and it's one of those ones that, like, it's signed as well. Look, it's signed, yay! One of those ones that I've just been dying to pick up, and I have a lot on book-wise by the large pile that I have just off camera, but really want to read this one soon. Some more non-fiction. I picked up The Muslims Are Coming by Iran Kawandi, and this is about like the states and the war on terror and Islamophobia and like lots of different political things around Muslims and around like the perception people have of Muslims. I thought the cover was just stunning, and yeah, it should be interesting. I don't think it's going to be too technical in terms of writing, but we'll see. I got another political one, more UK based, which is The Rise of the Right by Simon Windlow, Stephen Hall and James Treadwell, and the subtitle for this one is English Nationalism and the Transformation of Working Class Politics. So it's talking about stuff like the England Defence League and UKIP, and saying like why those parties have gained steam and what kind of people support them and why they support them. So that one should be really good. And another one that kind of talks about patriotism I got during the BookTube meetup yesterday, and that one was England Your England by George Orwell. I looked up books to read about patriotism, and this is one of the ones that was like most put forward, and seeing as I found it in such a like tiny cute little pamphlet, I thought why not. Still on the non-fiction, I have The Lucifer Effect by Philip Zimbardo. Now, I've been trying to find this book for ages, and I managed to find it during our bookshop crawl yesterday. I was so happy, I just needed to buy it. Though the font is the smallest thing ever. I don't know if you can see, but I'm not going to have any eyes left by the time I finish this. So this is written by the guy who did the Stanford Prison Experiment, about the Stanford Prison Experiment and what he thinks it means. And I think it was written like quite a while after the fact. Yeah, so it was written in 2007. So should be interesting to hear his musings like on that such a famous experiment after such a long period of time. And yeah, I've just been really looking forward to reading this one. I'd seen it somewhere and then couldn't find it ever again, so managed to find it in the Tottenham Court Waterstones. I was like, yes, you're mine. So I'll see how I get on with that one when I do. Another one I picked up kind of on a whim, but it does it really interesting. It's called The Way of the Strangers, subtitled Encounters with the Islamic State by Graham Wood, and this is more the kind of non-fiction that I enjoy sort of talking and reading about at the moment, which is talking about like a big idea and a big concept that is sort of, you know, in the popular sphere, I guess, at the minute, but making that really personal. So these are kind of interviews and snapshots into people's lives who are in Islamic State, and why they're there and why they think it's right, and what moral decisions have led them to believe that this is the correct thing to do, and why are they willing to like give their lives for this. And I think that should be really interesting. I try really hard not to demonise sort of other sections of society, and try and understand like there's not such a thing as like evil, that it's just people have different perspectives and they might do awful things. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that awful things aren't done by this group, but that those people think they're right, and there's such a difference between where I am and where they are, that I find it absolutely intriguing to try and find out sort of the width of that distance and what logic has been used to get there. So I'm really excited for this one. I've got quite a few around Middle Eastern sort of politics and stuff in here at the moment, so I might do like a few back to back like I've done before, like pairings off, but we shall see. And then the next one is another non-fiction, but we are getting there, I promise, and that one is The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, I think that's how you say it, and it's talking about the ways in which schooling changes under oppressive regimes, and the ways in which sort of the powers that be try and reduce the amount of learning that can happen, even in very young children, to prevent there being alternate thought. So I thought that sounded really interesting. I'd not really heard of anything else written about that, though I've watched a few documentaries that talk about the ways in which children are taught under oppressive regimes, and thought that was quite interesting. So it's only quite a short little one, and I've never seen the like non-fiction modern classics in this like duck egg blue before, but I really love it. I collect the like orange spines, so like these. But yeah, I might have to start trying to find some of these duck egg ones because I think they're just gorgeous. And that's it for the non-fiction. I've got a couple of poetry collections. I have Teaching My Mother How to Give Birth by Warsan Shire, who is a Kenyan born but Somali, like lives in Somalia now, poet. And I've actually read this one. I read this morning. It's only very tiny, and it was absolutely amazing. I'll talk about it more in my wrap up at the end of next month. But yeah, so really love that one. And the next one that I have is Maggie Nelson's Bluets. Now I've heard lots of people talk about the Argonauts, and I know that this is linked somehow with the Essex Serpent. Not really sure, I've not read the Essex Serpent, but yeah, and I saw it and I've not seen it anywhere at home, so for me London, that's what lots of exciting things are about buying books in London. There is stuff that you can't get in like rural countryside locations physically, like you could order it online, but you don't really think about all the things you want necessarily when you're ordering stuff online, I find. Yeah, so Bluets, really excited for that one. It's all told in like not bullet points, but like numbered sections, I think around the colour blue, but I don't really know. Yeah, this is probably be one I'll read at a weekend when I've got some spare time. I'll go do like coffee and cake, which is what I normally do, coffee and cake and like a poetry collection, so there's that one. And then the last one I picked up was A Lamb Without Jasmine by Wadi al-Hadal. And this one is a Yemeni novel about a woman who goes missing, essentially. So she's very beautiful. There's kind of a hint that she might be quite sexually promiscuous, and she draws the eyes of many people, and she vanishes, and the story is about her sort of disappearance and who is looking for her, and what's happened to her. So yeah, that one looks really interesting too. So I have a kind of general shit ton of stuff to read, to be honest, and I think that's good. I think I've got plenty to be getting on with. Let's try and choose some stuff that I want to be reading then, because there's a pile. I'm gonna fetch the camera. I'm gonna show you the pile. I hope I'm somewhat in the same sort of space as I was a minute ago. Yeah, so let's do some choosing. So let's start with the easy stuff. I'm still going to be man bookering it, so, ooh, God. So I have some man bookers. As I said, I have Black Moses that I am working my way through at the minute, so that is going to be number 1 on the TBR. We'll do 8 books, I think. I've got The Unseen by Roy Jacobson that I will be getting to next, and then I have Bricks and Mortar and Compass that I'll be reading as well. Now this month I'm also doing a buddy read of Anna Karenina with Amy and one of her friends as well, so that'll be good. I didn't pick up the 2 Tolstoys, they're downstairs, sorry, but yes, I've got those to go in there, so that will probably take up some time, but I want to try and get to some stuff that's older, that's somewhere in this pile here. I'm going to pull some stuff out. I'm going to try and read The Heart is a Lonely Hunter because I've had it for ages and I think it looks good. It's just getting a little bit warmer outside, so yeah, I think this would be a nice one. I'm going to have a go. Two more are allowed for this little period. Oh, I don't want to have anything too big. I am going to pull out of here. I know what it is I want. I know what it is, I just need to find it. Oh god. You ever have this problem? You have so many books you can't really find the one you want. I know what I want. There it is. I found it. The People That Watched I Passed by Scott Bradfield. I was given this one for Christmas. I've had it knocking around for a while. It's quite short, apparently it's quite an easy read, so there we go, that one can go on top. And one more for one more. I'm tempted I don't know why, but I'm really tempted to go for American Pastoral. I think it's just kind of slightly calling for me. It is longer though, like I'm gonna have a lot of long books. I probably won't read much if I read this as well. It's like 450 pages, but do you know what? For some reason I'm feeling kind of slightly attracted to reading this one. So that's a little pile I have there, including Anna Karenina. And I think that, do you know what, that is a fairly fat pile. Let me show you the pile. I'll show you the pile. There's that there, and another 900 page book. Now I'll probably read more than that in a month. Oh god, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. Oh shit, I've got so many books. I'm trying to like pile them up on my dresser. It's just destroying everything I own. But yeah, that's probably going to be most of what I read this month. Though I think I could probably fit a few more things in there, to be honest. I'm reading more than I had planned on reading, and I'm trying to like read some of the stuff I have, like the older stuff. So yeah, that's my plan. I've rambled for ages. It's been really nice. I've really liked this video. It's been fun. I hope it's been fun to watch, because it's hard when you do a lot of thinking, I think, when you do shorter videos and you try and condense them down and try and make them all nice and viewable, and then sometimes you have videos where you just kind of go bleh, and sometimes it comes out crap and I can't even put them up, and other times I think they're really nice and really relaxing. So I hope this has been on the relaxing side of things, and hopefully you've enjoyed seeing all of the hundreds of books that I own and I'm yet to read. I think from memory there's about 45 of them or something, which isn't too bad, but I do just want to keep recycling them. I don't mind so much if I have like somewhere between 0 and 50 books, as long as, or 0 and 30 really, as long as I'm recycling the books I'm reading and I've got newer ones, like I'm not leaving ones forever and ever and ever. And that's what I'm trying to do with this like whole TBR thing, is try and make sure I'm pulling books out that are older and I'm getting to them so that I don't lose all interest in them entirely or forget what they're about. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I've been talking for far too long, but I'll see you soon in my next video. It's probably going to be more Man Booker reviews. I hope you're enjoying those. So yeah, I will see you then. Bye bye guys.